what are some things that make you hopeful about the future?
Well, my general philosophy is that there's a long-term trend to progress, although it's not certain. It's not certain that the human race is going to survive. Um, in fact, you could say that the probability of it surviving a million years would be, well, I don't think it would be the human race anymore. I think we'd be, what's the word I'm thinking of? Where you got sort of mechanical uh, advances,
I mean, like cybernetic?
cybernetics, or you'd have to have something to to live in the super complex society that is evolving, and to travel to other bodies in the solar system, et cetera, and to think real hard. Um, I think we need mechanical improvements inside us, like chips in our head, whatever. I don't know.
Well, I suppose they're working on that now.
Yeah.
How about the near term future? Anything that makes you hopeful about the near term future?
Well, I am hopeful about the new term future because I think that most people are not suicidal,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I
that
think
helps.
the tendency to go to war is probably less now than it used to be. I mean, despite the fact that there were two world wars in the preceding century, I think the general trend is downward, according to Steven Pinker.
Is war one of the major dangers you do worry about then?
Yeah, it is. Well, there's several dangers, and if one of them comes to fruition, it'll make the other dangers more likely.
Sure.
Like this climate change. If the level of the sea rises by what they're thinking of 20, 30 feet, that is going to make most of humanity refugees
Mm,
themselves. So you have the same total population on a much smaller level of land
mm,
with most of the capital investments undersea.
mm.
That's a perfect prescription for atomic war.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get through that.
So you get,
Hopefully we'll avoid
there are
that.
three really major ones. The climatic change is the obvious one. Something like uh, the permanent the Permian era extinction, largely based on volcanic activity.
Mm,
That could wipe out the human race.
mm.
And let's see, a couple of other things. And the rate at which we are using up the resources of the planet, which things like coal and oil, we're digging deeper and deeper into the ground
Mm.
to get it out. But there's a limit to which it's worth. So
Oh well, hearing that, would you say you're no longer a believer in the work of Julian Simon? Or I don't know if you ever were really a believer, but like the
oh
ultimate resource.
no, I like Julian Simon. He talks about the ultimate resource, which is the human mind, of course.
Mm.
And no, he makes a lot of sense. But his forecasts, I mean, you can't blame a guy for his long-term forecast. I was just reading something about let's see, who's that famous economist who wrote a book on climate change about oh several decades ago, and he was warning people that climate change could reduce the national or the world product, the world income by 1 to 3%. So he was grossly overestimating uh, or I should say, underestimating what the danger of that was. So that was that was the best we had to offer. And of course, during the 20th century, there was a widespread prediction that we were entering another ice age,
Well,
which
that's back in the 1970s, isn't it?
yeah, right. Which shows you how primitive um, climate knowledge went. They
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even get the right sign whether it's going upward or downward in terms of temperature. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting to understand what went wrong there.
well, I think there was a period in which for a decade or two, global temperatures actually slightly declined,
Mm.
which said therefore the whole idea of accumulating carbon dioxide as a heating agent must be nonsense. But a couple of decades later, it turned out not to be nonsense at all, but correct. So I always thought that let's see, James Hansen,
Oh yeah, the NASA scientist, I think, or
I'm sorry.
is it like a NASA atmospheric scientist or something?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I mean, he was vindicated in the long run. So my hat's off to him if I had a
We can get you one.
hat.